A very good morning to one and all. Myself, Mrs. Nidhi Verma, is present with Class 5 NCERT Unit 7 Experiments with Water Part 2. In Part 2, we will learn about solubility, universal solvent, effects of solubility, floating of lemon or eggs in salty water, Dandi Yatra and Dead Sea. Now just look at this glass of water. What do you think about it? What are the characteristics of pure water? You all have tasted water, rather you drink it daily. What water is one of the basic need of all living beings. So let's have a quick look at the characteristics of pure water. Pure water is colorless. It has no color. And it is odorless. It has no smell. And last but not the least, it is tasteless. Pure water will have no taste. So these are the three main qualities by which we can tell if the water is pure or not. Now, in this part, we will be learning about the property of water, that is solubility. At your home, you enjoy so many drinks, sharbats, glucon-D by mixing them in water. Now, what is solubility? Just look at this picture. You can see that the ruafza or the sharbat is getting mixed in water. So, we should know what is solubility. Solubility is the ability of a substance that is called solute to dissolve in a liquid, and the liquid is called as the solvent, and this mixture is called a solution. For example, we will take a simple example from our day-to-day life. If we have to make sweet water, what we will do? We will add sugar to water and we will get a sugar solution. So here sugar is the solute and water is the solvent, and the sugar solution is the result of the solubility. So you must have understood the concept of solubility. Now we will give you a few examples of different solutions. Look at the pictures. You can see that salt is dissolved in water and sugar also. We all make shikanji or salty water at home. So we know that sugar and salt dissolves easily in water. So what is solute? The thing which is dissolved, which is less in quantity. And what is solvent? The liquid in which solute is dissolved. Solvent is always more in quantity, and the result is the solution. In first we get salty water, and second, after dissolving sugar, we get sweet water. Now you must be thinking that we are dissolving everything in water. We are using water as a solvent. Yes, the question which arises in your mind is correct. Why do we call water as a universal solvent? Because water is the liquid or the substance which dissolves more substances than any other liquid on our planet. That's why it is called as the universal solvent. Now, what are the effects of solubility? The first effect is change in color. If our solute is some colored object, then it will give its color to the solvent. For example, if we add ruabza in water, the color gets reddish pink. If we add glucon-D, that one orange flavor, the color gets orange in color. Similarly, the water will take the color of the sharbat which is being mixed into it. So one of the effects of solubility is change in color. We will come to know if the thing has dissolved or not by the change in color of water. We have an interesting activity related to solubility. What we have to do? We have to make a table like this having 3 columns. In the first column, we will write the things which we have to dissolve: salt, soil, chalk powder, 1 spoon milk and oil. In the second column, we have to write if it dissolves or not. In the third column, what happens after keeping for 2 minutes. After doing this experiment, you will come to know what are the things which dissolves and what are the things which do not dissolve in water. Now look at this picture. Who is this great man? Everybody knows him. Yes, he is Mahatma Gandhi, the father of our nation. We find his picture even on our currency notes. He was a great man who played an important and most important role in the independence of our country. Before 1947, India was not independent. It was under the colonial rule of the Britishers. Now you must be thinking why we are showing this video here. This is a very famous Dandi March or Dandi Yatra which took place in 1930. Now Gandhiji, as you know, worked for the welfare of the Indians. He took an important decision because the Britishers will not allow Indians to make their own salt, which is naturally available near the seashore, and they'll put a heavy tax on Indians. He thought that it is quite inhuman. The thing which is naturally available, why it should be taxed on us? It was a pity for us. So he took a decision and he took a long march from Ahmedabad to the shore of Dandi, and many people followed him. They all went to Dandi, broke the salt law, and prepared their own salt. It was a revolution which shook the British government and strengthened India in their war for independence and inhuman treatment from others. Now it's time for an important and interesting project. You came to know about the Dandi Yatra, the very famous one for breaking the salt law. So what you have to do? On an A4 sheet, you have to collect pictures and informations related to this historical Dandi Yatra and have to paste on that sheet. So enjoy this project. We will know about the advantages, the effects of solubility through this experiment. We have salt and lemon activity. You all have seen lemon and you all have water. What you have to do, take 2 glasses of water, fill them equally with water. Now immerse one lemon in each. What you will see? You will see that the lemon immersed in plain water is sinking. And in the second glass, you start adding salt spoon by spoon. After some time, you will see that while you stir the salt in the glass, the salt gets dissolved and the lemon starts coming up. What is this? Is it magic? No, this is science. Why does this happen? In our part 1, we read about density. We read about upthrust and gravitational force, so that is what applies here as well. When the lemon is immersed in plain water, it will sink as it is heavier than the upthrust or the buoyant force it receives. But when we keep on adding salt in plain water, its density increases, which results in an increased upthrust or buoyant force, and the lemon starts floating. What an interesting experiment! You all should do this at home and know the magic of science. We have one more interesting experiment. Many of you will eat eggs, the boiled eggs. So, how do we boil it? We will put a pan of water on the gas stove and will put some eggs into it. But would you like to get your eggs broken or unbroken? This is an experiment which is there in your NCERT book. Now, Abu told his daughter to put some salt in the water to boil eggs. Now you must be thinking why we will add salt. As in the lemon and salt experiment, we came to know that the salt will increase the density of water and the lemon starts floating. In that similar way, the egg will also float in the boiling water. And since it is not going to hit the base of the pan, so the egg will be prevented from cracking. So, my dear children, this is science, it's not magic. But you can say that it is the magic of science. We have one more interesting fact regarding the solubility of water. You can see this man is merrily lying in the water and reading a newspaper. Now you must be thinking, is it possible? Yes, of course it is possible because he is in the Dead Sea. What is Dead Sea? It is actually a lake having a high density of salt dissolved in it. That salt dissolved is so much that a person can easily float and enjoy a drink or a newspaper. The salt content is 300 grams in 1 liter of water. It is so saline. You can see near the coast of this lake so many rocks of salt are lying. So, because of the high density of Dead Sea, because of the high content of salt, a person can easily float and enjoy reading a newspaper, magazine, or a drink. Now let's do an interesting experiment which is called racing drops. What do you have to do? You have to take samples of different types of liquids such as mustard oil, honey and water, and using a dropper pour these drops on a tilted surface and find out the time taken by them to reach the bottom. After the experiment, you will find out that all drops will reach at different times. We have an interesting activity related to racing drops. What you have to do? You have to take samples of few liquids or oil and using a dropper pour their drops on a tilted surface and find out the time taken by them to reach the bottom. You can make a table like this. In the first column, you will write the names of the liquids or oil, and in the second column, you will write the time taken to reach the bottom. Do this experiment and try to find out why it happened. Now we have your homework number 1, which is fill in the blanks, and the options given are saltiest, soluble, density, insoluble, Gandhiji. First part, sugar and salt are dash in water. Second, oil is dash in water. Third, Dandi Yatra was started by dash to break the salt law. Fourth, Dead Sea is the dash source of water on earth. Fifth, salt increases the dash of water. Homework number 2. This is in the form of question answers. Question number 1. What is solubility? Question number 2. Give examples of 4 items which are first part soluble in water, second part insoluble in water. Question number 3. Why is salt added to water for boiling eggs? My dear children, hope the concepts of part 2 have been clear to you. The concept of solubility, solute, solvent, solution, and you would have enjoyed the activities and projects of part 2. So have a great day, stay healthy and take care.